All they need is 11 points to take it all. Immediately dropping on top of Bowder, grabbing some gear for themselves, and Alliance actually pretty set up here. Blue armor onto Revenge. They are just going to pressure in onto Bowder. Bowder Yaran losing a lot of HP already, breaking away. This is not the start Bowder were hoping for. Immediately jumping in with the charm here from Bo. Just looking to land it out onto the members of Bowder. Scale Rush getting charged up. Down they come in onto Peak. Peak is going to get himself a kill, but they do find a bit of a turnaround. They turn it around, getting themselves the 1-for-1 already as Alliance looking to finish up Jing, but the third party is coming in. Alliance just need to make the breakaway here. Are going to be getting taken down by Jing with the bow at distance as VVV coming in with the chain scythe ready up. Going to get some extra damage down onto the members of Bowder. Alliance, they trade out 2 players. They do get a kill. I don't know if it was worth it. This is what we were worried about, that third party from JL.
Yeah, VVV getting to come in with that Zai ultimate. Tessa ultimate may be good early in the game in terms of being able to CC, but it does not do damage on the V1 rather than the V2. And as a result, that Zai ultimate is just a little bit better. This OUG's U drops that Yoto F. The Bane's Breath also has been dropped by OUG to be able to control the spacing, make it harder for BBE to be able to put punishment onto them. Unfortunately, they have lost Jin Yu, so Yu is having to stick around a little bit longer on the ground with that fan. Putting the pressure up onto Fatmilk before he can scale rush away, should be able to win the 1v1, as we are going to see Yu manage to actually force the Yushin ultimate coming through from PvE. Jinyu, in the meantime, has not been able to get brought back up by the players from OUG because of that stagger interruption potential. And as a result, he was looking inside for a little bit of a respite on the rooftop to maybe get a heal. Wolf spotting the Bane's Breath, decide to bite into the fight, risk it for the biscuit, and go Bane surfing. In they slide. They're able to take, well, no, they're not able to take down 1 kill, but they are able to help BB's Fatmilk into taking down OUG's SS. You coming in with that Yoda ultimate is going to be able to find the connection, pushing the players into the Bane's Breath AoE and finding so much damage, but unfortunately he gets caught up in the Tessa V1 as GG also show up to the scene. The Tessa, however, was the one that was able to find all of the CC, but GG are the ones that are able to find the kill off of it. CJS coming on in with the Takeda F will be able to instantly connect it onto DRG, who throw immediately down that Kurumi V2 to keep everyone's armor healed back up as GG look to try and contest Takeda ultimate coming in through from CJS. He still has 2 of those shoves to be able to utilize, but it looks like so many teams are showing up, all brought to the forefront. Seeing that Brains Breath on the field as another team show up, that everyone just goes into disengagement mode. Unfortunately, Biden with a composition designed to third party will be able to instantly find a kill onto one of GG's players and manage to catch out another one. LXM goes down in Canyon as above on the grass area. DRG still fight it out against Wolves. They have to be careful though, because Bowder's going to be pretty close by and looking to third party. And here they are. Viper ultimate comes through. The silence meaning that no one can utilize their ultimates to peel the aggression coming on out once the Tessa hits the V1 and Shaman afterwards. And Bowder again pick themselves up so many early kills. The question is, Jake, will history repeat itself yet again? Will they finally be able to see a final zone as they're going to see another team? Bowder with another ultimate coming in, trying to find the kills onto a recuperated GG who was still on the low ground. They'd just been able to revive their players and they just didn't have the resources nor the damage burst to be able to live when Bowder took the fight to them.
Bowder just literally, that was incredibly ballsy considering they had no revives. They'd already used their revive at the beginning of the game, griefing Alliance, and they jumped into like an 8th party there and tidied everybody up, got 9 kills for themselves off the back of that. That was incredible.
What Alliance wanted. That was the start Alliance needed.
Yeah. One bad fight, and that, like, if one of them had gone down there, they're out, basically. There's no way they're coming back unless you can get the revive off. That could have just been so risky for Bowder. They risked it all, and that paid off. That was a good gamble by them. Really, really well played. Now, Alliance, obviously off to a bit of a slower start after everything that just went down. OUG also had a better start this game than they did previously, but did have to use the revives thanks to everybody third-partying into that action. Have now got themselves into a position where they can grab some gear. Purple, I think that was halberds onto their Yoto. for the side there of OUG. So you'll be sitting quite nice off the back of that one, BBE. Not quite as hot. Unfortunately, they that whole shenanigan started with them getting taken out by OUG. So they didn't even really get to do too much off the back of that one, as Alliance are able to open themselves a stash, get themselves some goodies. And they're going to need to try and get some spending done, get some good gear for themselves as quick as possible, and jump into a Roma Yang. I remember Alliance, all they need is 11 points. And
they're not on a good comp for Yang, though. They're on a really rough comp for Yang. Like, they're on the third-party composition. This is not the comp that is built for Yang fights. This is the comp that is built to grief players from entering a Yang fight. As off of the back of that stash, it wasn't money, so they are going to pick themselves up one legendary Soul Jade setup. As Jail are also able to get their hands onto one of those stash keys and pick themselves up one legendary Soul Jade.
I swear I've never seen two stashes in one game. I swear I never see this. Maybe we just never focus on it.
I mean, I think so. Like, a lot of these players really do prioritize having those kite pots.
It does make sense, but I swear we've never seen them open at the same time people going in. I've just maybe not noticed it. But there you go. That's going to be some goodies over to those two. See if they're going to be able to actually make use of them. As I do worry that start might have spooked Alliance a little bit. But then again, like, Alliance don't have to pop off now. Like, as long as they have a decent end game, it's fine. So maybe that's their thought process is, like you said, they've got a comp designed to grief Roma Yangs. So they'll wait for the Roma Yang and then get themselves in the best position where they can then grief someone going in. If they get 1 or 2 kills going into
Bowder find another team. No, not again. JDT have been
so on it.
It's not that. It's JDT get caught with the Kurumi away from the pack again. It's
that is criminal.
He was out of position, and he's a little bit too far away from the rest of his team. Like, they will be able to trade it for Jing, but unfortunately, Bowder have the Wuchan TP. JDG have to double back and pull off the revive in the corruption tick damage, and Bowder will be on the other side waiting for them. The good news for JDG is that Bowder did burn their ultimate, so they don't have a Tessa nor a Viper ultimate to throw, and as a result, I think they're just fully running from this fight.
All right, where are Alliance? They're nowhere near any of the Rama Yangs. They could run to Wolves with that Draco Storm, and I think that actually might be their game plan here. So they might try and look to contest Alliance on the Mora's Blessing, but I think they're too late. And the problem is Wolves will then get that Mora's Blessing and then have Draco Storm for the ensuing fight.
So
that
Alliance
could be
are
very
timing it well if there was another team contesting Wolves. Is the thing.
True.
We've seen Tessa composition go for the grief on Mora's Blessing openings, but it's always when another team is already taking a fight. So Alliance is basically timing it so that they're the ones that show up a little bit later. So if a fight is currently going on, because remember, Mora's Blessings in Trios, it's not solos, where you can just immediately open it. In Trios, there is a load bar that you have to be able to fully complete with your team, which is the reason why things like Tumulch is so good in Trios and why we called Tumulch compositions before he had things like Sand Siphon. He had box comps, because you would use the Tumulch ultimate and sit on top of the Mora's Blessing and be able to open it up and deny any avenue for like third parties or ranged projectiles from being able to stop your team from just sticking on top of box. It was also before Yodo F3, the duration on that got nerfed, was the reason why a lot of people took Yodo in Trios to be able to use the F3 and just sit on top of Mora's Blessing. Unfortunately, Alliance show up at Wolves when Wolves are contesting that box and there's no party to be able to third party, and they lose one of their players. We just saw in the kill feed, Wolves got a kill onto Alliance as well as opening that one up and getting Draco Storm. As now it's going to be TE going head-to-head inside realm of Yang. Kurumi against Cannonball on that Sand Siphon. Han getting absolutely blitzed down away from his Kurumi healing. The recast comes on through. He's trying to set up with that Spear into Dragon Slayers, is not able to land it. Really good peel coming in through from JDH, just not allowing the Takeda the space to be able to come in with that conversion. And yet again, he's taking all of the pressure as all of the players on JDH just turn and focus the hyper carry down. Julie does go incredibly low, but importantly for him, he's still got 2 teammates alive to be able to take the attention and distract, allowing him to get the reset. And now coming from the sidelines with the F3 silence on the Farrier, as well as swapping over to the bow and keeping the damage going on to TE's Leo, who's left alone trying to deal with the forces of JJH before LYD is ready to take the fight. Julia coming on in with that Heartstoppers, might be able to land the silence onto the Tumult, isn't able to find the conversion of swapping over to the bow again. Stormstride also in play for the Farrier, and that's going to be a win inside the realm of Yang for JJH. The team that's had a little bit of a slower start to the day, but specifically and crucially are able to pick themselves up a realm of Yang, start scaling on through, and not only do they get the legendary staff, Jake, they also get their hands on a Flamer too. Oh, that's brilliant news for them.
Really, really good news for them indeed. They're going to see TE reviving after their unfortunate loss there. They've got 4 minutes to go find a kill. Luckily for them, KLA are in close proximity, so expect to see some of their action breaking out on that front. So just seeing TE chasing towards KLA. Looks like KLA actually are aware of this and looking to turn around. They also have that debuff, so both of these teams are probably quite happy to exchange this this 3 versus 3 fight and see who can come out on top already. CXZ gets himself off the scale rush on to the members. Lovely parry coming out from Leo, instantly into the mech there from CXZ. Lovely little turnaround. Is going to land a couple of shots onto Leo. Leo gets the sandstorm to keep him safe as he's just keeping the pressure now onto Han. CXZ melting through Han's health bar. Han has got some healing though, has been able to keep kept up. Third party is coming in, and it's going to be Wolves once again. The Wolf Pack has arrived into the action. Are they going to be able to find a kill? Zem sees where LYD is going to jump straight down on to the members of KLA. Is going to be in a little bit of danger. Just going to back off. No ult zone gets popped, and that is going to be Han finishing up KLA's QGG. TE are able to get themselves 1 kill, but they haven't cleansed Han yet. Just trying to keep that pressure, trying to find those kills. Hasn't been able to get the cleanse onto him as he goes down. Wolves, just a beautiful third party from them here. Coming in with the staff, and I say everyone going to be sent to the wind. Do not want to be dealing with Wolves anymore.
It's so interesting that it's Wolves going into the third party, and again, not Alliance. Alliance have been incredibly quiet. I mean, they did lose a fight against Wolves over that Morris blessing, so maybe they're trying to just recuperate and scale up, drift over towards things like the dealers, pick themselves up Soldiers of Destinies to be able to win these fights. Because now they have one real option, and that is just survive into final zone so that you can come in third party and rack up the kills in that instance. But if they're not too careful, this lobby is going to be done, and there aren't enough players left for them to be able to hit into 74 match points, and we're going to have to go into another game guaranteed. There's BBE's Roy He trying to find the last couple hits of damage onto OUG's U before he gets an armor reset. Will be able to do just that, and that's going to be Vermilion Birds Might Wings clipped from OUG in a matter of moments. Off screen as well, JL Zai able to come in with a kill as Bowder on an absolute tear. They're up to 12 kills. Nick that 13 in this lobby, drawing them even with OUG. 42.4 score picked up for both teams in third and fourth, and with Alliance and GG being uncharacteristically quiet for how the day has so far progressed for them, there's a real opportunity for these teams to really start making up ground in terms of that scoring. Here we get to see what exactly GG have been up to. CJS coming on in with the charge vertical on that fan, putting pressure onto the Yushan, forcing that ultimate from the cannonball composition. We're also going to see Two-Tick utilizing that Yoda ultimate, burning through LXM as quickly as possible once that Zip ultimate has already been procced with Sedated Soul kicking in once. JS trying to just obscure the fact that he's coming in with the charge verticals on that fan, looking to scale rush up and keep the pressure onto the Justina. Catches the uppercut, but the free shell form will be there to be able to deny any follow through. And now it's just a 3v1 cleanup, as JDG might have been able to triumph over GG, but Bada is another story. Two-Tick is in such a bad position right now, utilizing the hang sword and the movement it should provide to be able to try and kite away from Bada a little bit longer. Foresight, the Yodo F will not be able to live it out. Crucially, however, I think he still has one of his teammates alive. Yeah, he was a distraction. He was unfortunately the sacrificial lamb chosen so that the Yushan could live and potentially utilize that health reset on ultimate activation to be able to out-sustain some of the other teams around.
Looks like Bowder have made a bit of a recovery. I am so impressed with Bowder because they haven't let these first 2 games get to them. It's incredibly tilting to be having such a good start to a game and then getting basically taken out mid-game and getting nothing for it. Like, the points have been very disappointing on that front. So it's nice to see that Bowder have not let that affect them, not had any issues, and kind of recovered from that. I do think when you look at the Alliance side of things, what's going on with Alliance is obviously losing that fight at the beginning of the game definitely slowed them down, but I don't think that's solely an Alliance thing. I think what's happened in this game is everyone's realized Alliance are 11 points off, and then they've realized this could be over before they even have a chance to even have an attempt to look in at winning. So everyone else is playing more manic, and everyone's trying to get kills. It's been a very, very bloodthirsty and explosive game. And I think that comes down to Alliance just basically, you know, it's not even Alliance getting involved in this action. It's just the idea of Alliance has enabled OUG, Bowder. I feel like it's really woken OUG up with those 10 kills because they have been playing horrendous for the first 2 games. And I think their top spot where they felt so comfortable has quickly been threatened by Alliance. And now they've had this real problem where they need to try and get the points on. And the later into the day you go, the less likely you are to win because more teams hit that threshold. So suddenly that safety net of, okay, we lost that game, but this team still needs 30 points before they're within that threshold. Right now, Alliance, they're 11 points off. Well, actually less than that at this point. They're 10 points off at this point. But you look at Bowder, you look at OUG, a good multiplier on these games, like another 20 bomb coming in. Bowder hit it with a 20 bomb this game. If they get a 20 bomb in first place, they literally hit the threshold, and then suddenly it's their game for game 4. And Alliance, who were looking at potentially being the team to win in 4 games, could be contesting other teams who are also in that position. And you can't grief 4 teams who are all in position to take the win.
Okay, do we finally get our wish? Do we get to see the Zai composition come in with a Realm of Yang win?
Please.
VVV has already been able to find 1 kill, but the fairy and that cannonball back-to-back is just making it so hard for VVV to be able to sustain. He gets the zip heal. We'll be able to live a little bit longer. Charges up the cone fire tick, but unfortunately that was the last little second of the ultimate. And now it just goes down to that mechanical. Merciless Havoc comes on through from Feng. VVV finds the kill connection onto KLH2 GG. And now it's just the one.
Yes, they did it!
JL have done it. Natari, Zai, thing take the win inside the realm of Yang. It might not be the pop-off game that they wanted, but it's so good to get to see the off-meta composition start to come through. And oh, this is really risky for Bowder because JL are eyeing Bowder up right now. If they decide to take this engagement, Bowder could potentially lose that kill score multiplier that you just talked about. They have 14 kills. This is a team that has to play so passive. They have to just prioritize survival, and that's exactly what they do. This is so smart coming through from them. They see that potential pressure coming out from JL, and they kite towards Ballista Tower so that they're not going to get pressured or chased. Because if JL commit the chase, Bowder have the better position, can set one of their players up onto Ballista, and there's nothing that JL can do to be able to get there and out them from that spot in time. As Alliance playing a lot slower. Like you've said, it really does feel like all of these teams around them have sort of adjusted to the tempo that Alliance have set. They're playing, you're exactly right, they're playing like it's game 7 out of 8, and this is their last chance to be able to put points up and qualify, because it's not just putting points up themselves, it's also by playing this frantic and this aggressive, they're finding these players, they're finding these kills, they're denying Alliance the opportunity of getting those kills, of adding to their score. So even if Alliance play safer and more conservatively to live and have a better kill multiplier, they might not have the necessary kills to actually be able to crest that 74 mark and put themselves onto being MVP eligible. And you can see, like, Alliance, they're just looking to live. They're checking the purple bushes, they're seeing that no one's in, they're going to put themselves in there, and they're just going to wait. This is something we actually saw from them coming out of the last couple of games. They always play for Morris Blessing, for that legendary armor Morris Blessing to be online, and they try and hold that to instantly be able to loot, scale, upgrade, past the blueberries that they're still running with at this stage in the game.
Yeah, it's very, very tense game here from Alliance, and I'm hoping this isn't going to be like a trend for them, where they do this more regularly. I think the game plan for them right now is just make sure those 11 points are scored, because as soon as you get those 11 points, you free up a bit of breathing room, because it's A bit sad, but let's say we go into game 4 and Alliance still haven't got the 74 points they need. If they hit 74 points and get an MVP, they don't win off that. Azul Bowder finding themselves in a fight here versus DRG. It's not that bad. Bowder is still pretty set up. Actually, they are destroying Zai's health bar. Couple more shots here from Jing with a musket, and that could just be it. The tether has been connected. DRG feeling the heat there from Jing. Jing's still a little bit of a blueberry. If they can take out DRG, that is purple health for Jing. Well, purple armor for Jing. So then all of the team are fully set up. But DRG now find themselves stepping towards JL, who have got themselves the variant challenge set up for themselves as well. So everybody's going to know where they are. JR just now going to be moving down towards Shipwreck and away from everybody else. OUG in the area. 27 players left in the game, so we are actually moving at a pretty reasonable pace, considering there's still 9 minutes left in the game.
Here comes Morris.
Right
JL trying to cover that Morris. The problem is they don't really have a good composition to being able to hold on to the space. They don't have the Tumult, they don't have the Yoda, they don't even have a Wu Chen to be able to block the range projectiles, and the Bane's Breath is directly on top of where the Morris is going to spawn up. DRG, on the other hand, have the Karumi Umbrella and can utilize the hitbox of it to be able to act as a shield from all of the range projectiles, so they can stick... Yeah, they can stick the box opening. They are feeling pressured enough into throwing the Tumult ultimate out as well. They see that the Bane's Breath is a little bit too close to comfort and do not want to risk just using the Karumi Umbrella to being able to have the safe peace of mind to being able to open up that one. Oh, WFC. Okay. We're okay. We're taking our chances. We're having to Bane Surf because we just burned that Smulch ultimate and teams knew, which means you have to disappear amongst the Bane's Breath to be able to entirely obscure your position so you can fade into the crowd. You can dip away and just disappear amongst all of the Smulch squads in the area so that the teams around you who saw you open that box knew that you invested the Tumult ultimate, have no way of tracking down which Tumult just burned the ultimate. Or like really smart stuff coming through from them.
Means you have no idea. No nameplates, no skins. These players do not know who's who. So definitely going to be playing in your favor, and you can use that to your advantage. Alliance now join in on the action. TE are potentially free kills for them if they go find them, because I think TE are fairly separated and they have now regrouped, so that's not going to be the case. OUG on the high ground have been spotted out by Alliance, just trying to get a couple of pop shots off. Not really going to get too much of this as Alliance. Very, very quiet game from them. This would be the worst time for them to get knocked out.
Oh, revenge!
Revenge!
No!
What did I just say, man? It's the worst time to get knocked out. You get yourself taken down.
Both Lane and Revenge are down. It's just Alliance's bow. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And you don't have the Wu Chen to be able to take the bodies out, so you can't even teleport them away from DRG to be able to find the revive.
That's rough. That's
you just have
such a fumble. That was such a fumble from Alliance, and now they have to play for game 4 to get the points.
Bo's been spotted out. They know that the Tesla went underneath the ship. Another squad has rolled up. JJH saw where the Tesla was trying to hide. OUG roll up on the scene to be able to loot the bodies. Just covering with the Yodo F into the Dragon's Roar coming on through from Jinny so they can try and find the resources and scale their armor up because they're still running 2 pairs of blue. But like you said, that's so unfortunate for Alliance, as there's nothing really Bo can do except try and just pilfer some of the kills
if they
around
can somehow
him.
Steal 10 kills, they're going to be sitting pretty. But like,
yeah, but I mean, this is Bowder and OUG now. GG's already out of this lobby, Jake. They're not going to be able to put together enough points to even get past 50. So for Bowder and OUG, and Wolves as well, sitting on 5, they're very much in the driving seat. No! Alliance's Bo gets spotted out and pressured by BBE. TE who's 2 players to the Bane's Breath.
Oh my word!
Oh, Bane is not taking any prisoners today. I guess we find the answer canonically to why all of these ships sunk into this area. As poor TE's hand is just forced to hold on to the arm beyond the full sword and try and get around surfing the area and hoping
it's good!
This Bane's Breath is motion sensor tracking TE hand's position. That's 3 Bane's Breath dropped directly on top of this ticket.
Still got time. That is horrendous. He almost lost their entire team to Bane's Breath.
Yeah, he has
Almost.
a grudge. I do not know what T have done, but Baintuff has a personal vendetta against this team right now.
That was horrendous. I mean, well played, Ham, but what do you do at this point? You've lost 2 of your teammates, your 2 supporting units as well. He has to pull a miracle off to win this. Everybody else quite happily fighting over the shipwreck here. Wolves got himself just below the ruined staircase. They're just gonna get himself up onto one of the sails, onto a bit of high ground to play with. Do have the crow's nest as well for themselves to get into a way to safety. Hand jumps up to where Wolves are though. There's now OUG firing down you in the mech. Just trying to get a bit of extra damage off onto these players. Gonna probably have to wait for the zone to move. If the zone moves away from this shipwreck and forces them towards the coastline, they are going to be instantly into just a bloodbath, and it's going to get very messy very quickly. Right now, there's enough kind of places for people to hide. Oh, it is moving off that.
They have the worst gear, Jake. They had to use the ferry of V3 to be able to put distraction onto the other players around them. Otherwise, they get turned onto.
This is going to be the messy Bowder find himself in danger. They do jump up, forcing OUG onto that low ground. OUG, though, able to take down Jing. That's 1 kill for them. But Yu is being cooked up here. He's going to have to panic ult. Peak is going to get himself into the line of fire, though, from Yu, as that's going to be JL sliding in and securing the kill. Yu now just going to blink up to safety to the rest of their team, where they can heal up instantly into the mech, into a safe net, as Wolves try and contest this high ground, forcing you low HP. The mech is almost down. They are going to be able to heal up and get some recovery for you on that high ground, but this is so dangerous right now for Bowder. 14 kills, and they got their tester down already. You, low HP. Now cannon shots coming in from another mech onto them. You just can't find a break. They need to find a respite where they can heal, but they're getting absolutely harassed down out of this game. JL are going to be the ones to secure the kill onto that, and the Zycop in with 10. They are coming alive right now. JL securing another kill there with the cannon, but JJH also getting one themselves with a cannon themselves. Firing back out. OUG only have 1 player left in this game. Bowder only have 1 player left in this game, and all of a sudden JL and JJH start to sprint forwards, but BBE also in with a chance with 8 kills for themselves, but JJH are starting to run away with this one. DRG's final player on the run away from Godly, trying to make a breakout, does get the shove back there with the Decatur ultimate, but not going to be able to get too much more. Mech Chewy's inside it. He's just going to try and get some shots down. Flames securing the 12th for JJH as they are climbing up the ladder into 7th place, and they are looking to make a sprint towards the top end of the table before we move on to game number 4. EG blinks out his team in the carriers to safely. Can he get them out? I don't think so. Roy Shishi of Cannon securing another one here for BBE. They're 9 kills in. It is an absolute bloodbath of a game. Alliance have scared the lobby, and everyone is trying to score points manically, trying to get themselves into match point as quick as possible, and this game has paid off down here by Shipwrecks. 2 minutes left on the clock and nowhere for anyone to hide. Zinyu is trying to stay in this game as long as possible, somehow evades capture for a little bit longer, but down he goes, and that's going to be another one over for the side of JL. OUG knocked out, but One Feng securing even more kills for his team. 13 in at this point as they are pressuring the edge of the zone. Roy Shishi struggling to step forward, is going to throw down a panic ultimate here from the Yoto. Has some healing coming in, but VVV keeping the pressure up here on the Zai. The Zai, the character who is not made for endgame, is popping off right now for JL. An absolutely monster performance for them. Zem under fire. JL keeping the pressure on the Wolves. They're trying to find the silence, but coming down with the F. JL able to secure yet another kill. VVV picking that one up as JL 14 kills in. It's Bowder, it's JJH. All of these teams are still in contention to take first. All of these teams have so many kills. VVV's about to get that ultimate back as he secures yet another kill for his team. Chalui next up on the menu. JL, they have done it. This is their game.